you know that's 7-11. Two best numbers you can get in dice. So right there, a good omen. And here are the lineups for tonight's game. Roy White will lead off as the designated hitter. Elliot Maddox in center field, batting second. Bobby Mercer will be batting third and playing right field. Hitting in the cleanup spot in left field, Lou Piniella. Thurman Munson doing the catching and batting fifth. At third base, batting sixth, Greg Nettles. Chris Chambliss will be at first base, batting seventh. Sandy Alomar, the second baseman, batting eighth. And playing shortstop and batting ninth, Jim Mason. And pitching for the New York Yankees, Doc Medich, who had a great outing his last time out. For the Boston Red Sox, Tommy Harper leads off in left field. Juan Beniquez will be the center fielder batting second. Dwight Evans in right field hitting third. Carl Yastrzemski batting in the cleanup spot at first base. The designated hitter batting fifth, Bernie Carbo. Rico Petrocelli at third base batting sixth. Batting seventh and playing second base, Doug Griffin. Mario Guerrero will be the shortstop batting eighth. And doing the catching and batting ninth, Bob Montgomery. Pitching for the Boston Red Sox, Roger Moret, the tall, slim left-hander. So while we're waiting for the umpires to come out, we'll remind you this is New York Yankee baseball, and we'll pause for station identification.
This is WMCA New York, and Bob Grant stepping into the batter's box, hoping that you'll join me every day, Monday through Saturday, from 9 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon. Let's be heard.
I tell you, there's a lot of excitement here at Fenway Park tonight. The fans still coming in, and there's just absolutely no more seats to be had. They're probably turning them away at the gates. A lot of times they leave one section of the center field bleachers vacant so that it doesn't bother the hitters, but tonight, every nook and cranny of this ballpark is filled. And as the Yankee bullpen brigade walks out, they're getting roundly booed out there when Doc Medich went out there to warm up. They really got on the doctor. As we told you, the Doc had a great outing the last time. But against the Red Sox this year, he has won 1 and lost 2, and lifetime against Boston, he has won 1 and lost 4. Roger Moret, on the other hand, has won 7 and lost 8. He had pitched a tremendous ball game, giving up just 1 hit. But since then, he has not won a ball game. And so maybe it's time for the Yankees to win a game here at Fenway. And by the way, for the Yankee fans, this afternoon they purchased Alex Johnson from the Texas Rangers in a waiver transaction. And Alex is expected to be able to join the Yankees in time for tomorrow night's game here at Fenway against the Red Sox. He's 31 years old, and as you know, he is the brother of Ron Johnson, the outstanding football player for the New York Football Giants. He can play left field, a designated hitter, or he can play first base. And he was having an outstanding year for Billy Martin and the Texas Rangers. He was hitting .291 in 114 games. He had 4 homers, 41 runs batted in, and had stolen 20 bases in 28 attempts. And I talked to Billy Martin earlier in the year, and Billy said he couldn't have been happier with Alex Johnson and wondered where he got the bad reputation. He said he did everything that he was asked, and he was happy with Alex Johnson's work, and I'm sure the Yankees are going to be happy with him. He has played with a lot of ball clubs, but every ball club he's been with, he's had a good year. As a matter of fact, he led the American League in batting one year, winning the batting crown over Carl Yastrzemski in a nip-and-tuck race. When he was in the National League, he had an outstanding year with Cincinnati. I've had several talks with Alex Johnson. I found him a very, very nice man to talk with, very pleasant. And I guess he just strikes some people differently than others. And as you know, sports writers sometimes can ask questions that upset a ball player. And as a result, they just don't talk with them. But you got to judge them by the way they act with you. And he certainly was a gentleman with me. They have started the delay of this ball game. There has been a slight delay because of the big crowd trying to get into this ballpark. Bill Verdon and Darrell Johnson, the opposing managers, are down at home plate with the umpires. Russ Getz will be calling balls and strikes tonight. Don Denkinger at first base, Hank Morganwick at second, and Marty Springstead over at third. And this is the battle for first place in the American League East. The Yankees and the Red Sox, exact tie for first place. They have each won 74 and lost 65. You know, the Baltimore Orioles are one full game behind both Boston and the Yankees, so they're in a good spot if they can win their ball game, because one of the two teams playing tonight has to lose, so they'll pick up on somebody if they can win. But I tell you, when you play that scoreboard baseball, sometimes it keeps you from playing good ball against the team that you're playing that night or day. Yankees played a lot of scoreboard baseball in yesterday's ball game simply because the Tigers got off to a big lead. And the Yankees got a break when Cleveland beat Baltimore. But the Red Sox managed to beat Milwaukee. As we look at the scoreboard, there is one complete ball game that was played this afternoon, and the Cubs beat the Pirates by a score of 9-4. Stone was the winner and Demery the loser. So the clubs in the National League East have a chance to pick up on the Pittsburgh Pirates, who lead that National League East, especially the St. Louis Cardinals. And, of course, there'll be a lot of attention focused out in St. Louis, where Lou Brock needs one stolen base to tie more he will. Well, there go the Red Sox out on the field. And no doubt you can hear the crowd. Well, we've got a lot of Yankee fans here. Many fans have come from the metropolitan area, as well as the state of Connecticut. And now everybody being asked to stand for our national anthem.
It's our national anthem.
Tell you, these are the kind of ball games that players love to play in. Announcers love to broadcast. They'll be screaming on just about every pitch, every ball that's hit, and every ball that's fielded. And we're in for a lot of excitement tonight. And speaking about excitement, right off the bat, the top of the first inning is the Daily News home run payoff inning. And Dorothy Post from Westwood, New Jersey, will be rooting for Roy White to put a little cash in her pocket. And Roy's having an outstanding year since he's been playing regularly, either in left field or as the designated hitter. Tonight, Roy is playing left field for the Yankees. No, he's not. He's the designated hitter for the Yankees tonight. Pinella's playing left field. And Roy's batting .283 with 15 doubles, 8 triples. He leads the Yankees in that department. 4 homers and 33 runs batted in. And I must tell you that the wind is blowing out tonight. And any time the wind blows out, it makes the green monster in left field, which is very close, appear even closer to the pitcher. And the big string bean, Rogelio Moret, is out on the mound. And since he pitched that 4-0 one-hit 12 strikeout game over the White Sox on August 21st, he has lost to Oakland, Minnesota, and Baltimore. Lifetime against the Yankees, he has won 5 and lost just 1. So Moret getting his warm-up pitches in. The outfield for the Boston Red Sox, Tommy Harper in left, Juan Benitez in center, and Dwight Evans in right. Rico Petrocelli at third, Mario Guerrero the shortstop, Doug Griffin at second base, and Carl Yastrzemski at first. Bob Montgomery doing the catching tonight. Remember, they have brought up Tim McCarver. Bought him from the St. Louis Cardinals. He has played a few ball games for the Red Sox. As a matter of fact, batting .308, but his catching has left a little bit to be desired. So that's why they've got Montgomery in there tonight. All right, Moretta's ready. Roy White ready to lead off. And this ball game will be underway with the first pitch from Moret. Man, he looks thinner than ever out there on the mound. Tall, lean, greyhound type pitcher. Petrocelli even with the bag at third. The outfield straight away on Roy White. Here's the first pitch of the game, and it's high and tight, ball one. It drove Roy White away from the plate. Yastrzemski is in at first. Griffin back on the edge of the outfield grass at second. And Guerrero deep at short. The 1-0 delivery. Strike called, a fastball right down the middle. Playing very shallow in right field is Dwight Evans. Moret rocks back. High and outside, 2 balls and a strike. Roy steps out, swings the bat a couple of times. On deck, Elliot Maddox. Roy making Moret wait out on the mound. And Weiss choking up a little more on the bat here at Fenway than he normally does. The 2-1 pitch bounced to short. Guerrero boots the ball. And there's that perfect example of what I've been telling you. A lot of infielders trying to grab the ball one-handed when he was right in front of it. And that's an error charged to the shortstop. And a glaring error, I might add. He was right in front of it trying to pick it up one-handed. And prior to the game, talking with Bill Kane, I said I was happy to see Guerrero in rather than Rick Burleson, who has done an outstanding job against the Yankees. Guerrero kind of likes to hot dog it a little bit, and that's what we like to see. Elliot Maddox now with Roy White at first base. The Yankees get the first break of the ball game. Maddox batting .303. Moret's pitch is low, ball 1. Elliott has 20 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, 34 runs batted in. On deck, Bobby Mercer. And remember, the wind is blowing out towards left field. So any ball hit well in that direction will be against or up on the screen. Throw to first base. White is back. Roy, by the way, has 8 stolen bases. Has been caught stealing 4 times. Yastrzemski holds the bag against White. Moret sets. There goes White. Good jump. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Not in time. Goes to center field. White gets up. Goes to third. And the Yankees get their second break of the inning. A stolen base and an error as nobody was covering down there. And they're going to give Montgomery the error, but I tell you, nobody was covering. That ball hit the bag. A perfect throw. And Guerrero again was late coming over as Griffin was playing over on a fastball. The shortstop covers on a fastball. And the error will be charged to Montgomery, but I tell you, the error should have gone to the shortstop. A stolen base for Roy White, and the Yankees are off and running. A runner at third, nobody out. And we're going to check that with the official score here. Phil Pepe, who scores for the Yankees quite often, carries the rule book with him. And now the Red Sox are moving the infield in here in the very top of the first inning with nobody out. You can tell how important this game is. Here's the pitch to Maddox. High ball 2-1. What a jump Roy White had. He would have stolen the base anyway, even had Guerrero been there. But of course he wasn't. The ball hit the bag. It couldn't have been a better throw by Montgomery. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul back. It's 2-2. So we're seeing a little bit of the pennant jitters here tonight. Not by the Yankees, but by the Red Sox in the very first inning. Outfield straight away on Elliot Maddox. Nobody out, and Roy White over at third base. By the way, Roy White reached on an error, and so 2 tickets will be sent to Dorothy Post. This game is so exciting, I'm forgetting about the home run inning. The pitch to Maddox. Foul, that'll be out of play. And Elliott is batting for Abraham Epstein of Staten Island, New York. So Abraham's got his fingers crossed for Maddox. Remember, a single is worth $100, a double $200, a triple $300, and a home run $1,000. Two balls, 2 strikes. White leads off third. Moret nods, winds. His pitch, high ball 3-2. Dick Hauser coaching at third for the Yankees. Elston Howard down at first. And I want to tell you, these fans are really excited, as are the ball players. Everybody in this ballpark. Here's the payoff pitch to Maddox. Swing, base hit, right center field. Roy White scores easily. Bobbled the ball by Evans, but Maddox turns and holds on, and the Yankees lead 1-0. Elliott Maddox with a line single to right center field to drive in Roy White. And the Yankees quickly drop out in front, 1-0, and for Abraham Epstein, $100, courtesy of Elliott Maddox. So Maddox is at first base. The batter, Bobby Mercer. And Mercer will be batting for Lillian Schutz of New Rochelle, New York. Bobby batting .276, 22 doubles, 3 triples, 7 homers, and 69 runs batted in. All right, Maddox at first, nobody out. Moretz sets. Pitch to Mercer, high and tight, ball 1. On deck, Lou Piniella. It's a beautiful night for the ball game. I tell you, the weather changed just in time for yesterday's finale at Shea Stadium and for this first game of the 2-game set here in Boston. Yastrzemski holding the bag against Maddox, who leads away. Moretz kicks, delivers a curve, bounces in front of the plate, and a good play by Montgomery. And now Petrocelli's going to come in and try and calm down the young left-hander. Oh, I tell you, this ball game is being played just like it's a World Series game. And you can't blame either manager or any of the players. 2 balls, no strikes on Mercer. Nobody out in the top of the first, and the Yankees are leading 1-0. 7-11. That's the magic number tonight. Moretz to the belt. Pitch to Bobby. Do you drive to right field? Evans going back and makes the catch, backing up as Bobby sent him almost to the warning track in right field. A solid line drive by Mercer, but it's one away. So 2 tickets will be sent to Lillian Schutz. And now Henry Welbers of Boynton Beach, Florida. How do you like that? All the way from Florida. Came up, paid a visit, got in on the Daily News home run contest. And now Lou Piniella will be batting for Henry Welbers. Lou Piniella, one of the Yankee 300 hitters at .301 with 23 doubles, no triples, 6 homers, 54 runs batted in. 1 out, Maddox at first. The Yankees in front, 1-0 in the top of the first. Good thing this is only a 2-game series. My voice would never last. No way I can relax. On deck, Thurman Munson. Take a deep breath, make believe I'm shooting a foul. The stretch. And the pitch to Piniella. Ground ball right at Yastrzemski. Goes to Guerrero. 1. Back to first. Double play. Excellent double play started by Yastrzemski as Piniella was trying to hit in the hole. So 2 tickets will be sent to Henry Welbers of Boynton Beach, Florida. And for the Yankees in the top of the first, 1 run, 1 hit. There were 2 errors and nobody left on base. The score in the middle of the first inning, the Yankees 1 and the Red Sox coming to bat.
America, we're big on that. New York, Denver, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Dallas, Fort Worth. Ozarks 2/3 transcontinental, serving more than 60 cities, all very important to us, and to the millions of people we serve each year. America, we're big on that at Ozark Airlines.
Go Ozarks Evening Jet, 6:45 p.m. to Washington with through service to Champaign, Urbana, and Peoria. Ozark Jets to Champaign, Urbana, Peoria, and Springfield, Illinois. Call Ozark or your travel agent.
Hello, this is Bob Grant. Are you one of those people who says, Bob, I listen, but I never call? Well, if you don't call, why not? Try me on 489-1155. That's the number to remember on Dialogue Radio WMCA, your voice in New York.
It looked like the Yankees were going to have a big inning. And Piniella had the right idea. Yastrzemski was holding Maddox at first. Tried to drive it between Yastrzemski and Griffin, but it hit a hard grounder right at Yaz. And Yaz made a great play. By the way, that run the Yankees scored was unearned because of the 2 errors in that inning. But nevertheless, it counts for the Yankees. They lead 1-0, and now Doc Medich is out on the mound. He'll be pitching to Tommy Harper, Juan Benitez, and Dwight Evans. The Doctor is 117 and lost 12 this year. And I tell you, he was as fast as we've ever seen Medich the last time that he pitched. Doctor with a good chance for 20 wins this year. Be the first Yankee to win 20 since Fritz Peterson in 1970. And the first Yankee sophomore to win 20 since Mel Stottlemyre did it way back in 1965. Last game he pitched was on Wednesday, when he pitched a 5-hit shutout against the Brewers. He struck out 8 and did not walk a batter. So Doc has won his last 2 decisions. And let's hope that he's right tonight.
Tommy Harper.
Tommy Harper to lead it off for the Red Sox. Tommy batting .230, 12 doubles, 3 triples, 5 homers, and 22 runs batted in. A wind-up by Doc. His curve is high, ball 1. Don Zimmer coaches at third for Darrell Johnson's Red Sox, and Eddie Popowski at first. Greg Nettles even with the bag at third. Mason deep at short and in the hole. There's a foul out of play as he jammed him with a fastball, and that was Medich's bread and butter pitch on Wednesday against Milwaukee. I'd say he threw 90% fastballs. Just overpowered the Brewers. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball looped, and Alomar over, makes a running one-hand grab. It was not hit hard. Kind of a soft liner that almost found the hole, but Alomar with a good jump was over there to make the play. And there's one away. That brings up Juan Benitez. Benitez hitting .276, 12 doubles, 3 triples, 5 homers, 31 runs batted in. So they kept Harper off base, and Harper leads the club with 26 stolen bases. Pitch to Benitez, swing and a miss, strike 1. Benitez is next with 16. So you keep these 2 guys off the base paths, and you're really doing yourself a favor. The 1-strike pitch, he tries to bunt, takes the strike. It's 0-2. On deck, Dwight Evans. Yankee outfield straight away, as is the infield against the right-hand hitting Benitez. The strike 2 pitch way outside, back to the screen. A ball and 2 strikes. Doc came side on with a curveball that time. Held on to it a little too long. Broke way outside. Well, that'll get Benitez thinking a little bit when he sees Doc come side on. Medich gets the sign from Munson. Hands over the head. Fastball, and he lays off. It's just a little bit low and outside. It's 2-2. The Boston Red Sox, red sweatshirts and Red Sox. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Medich threw that fastball right by Benitez. 2 men are out, and now Dwight Evans. Evans hitting .281, has 15 doubles, 8 triples, 8 homers, and 63 runs batted in. Red Sox had been kind of snake bit on home runs for quite a while. Evans hit one yesterday, but it had been quite a while since they had hit one prior to that. You know, they hadn't scored many runs, especially against Baltimore. He's a right-hand batter, chokes up, and the pitch is fouled off out of play over the right side and back into the Skyview seats. 2 out, nobody on. The Yankees leading 1-0. We're in the bottom of the first inning at Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. Another fastball. He held up. It's a little high, 1-1. Hey, how about today? They were throwing eggs at Senator Kennedy, Ted Kennedy, in the Boston Commons. They had a demonstration. The 1-1 pitch, a little high, ball 2, 2-1. Up here they have a big problem with busing. Of course, they've had that all over the country. 2 balls and a strike, 2 out. And now Evans steps out as Medich takes a little too much time. Yankees 1, Red Sox nothing. Medich winds. His pitch is foul. Boy, that ball was almost by him, and he swung late, fouled it over the top of the Red Sox dugout back into the crowd. And the count is even at 2-2. So much interest in this series up here that we have one of the largest press delegations in many years that accompany the Yankees on this trip. The 2-2 pitch, line to center field. Maddox coming on and waits and plays it on the hop. And I think that ball fooled Elliott. Looked like he could have caught it. It hung up there. But Elliott, when you make up your mind that you're going to catch it on the first hop, you stop a little too quickly, and it's a base hit for Evans. And with 2 out, the batter Yastrzemski. Yaz batting .307, 22 doubles, a triple, 14 homers, and 72 runs batted in. He leads Rico Petrocelli by 1 RBI. All right, Evans at first with 2 out. Pitch to Yaz, his base hit right center field. And they better cut that off. Mercer does cut it off. Evans goes to third. Yastrzemski makes a big turn and holds on. Runners at first and third now with 2 out. And the batter will be Bernie Carbo.
Bernie Carbo. Designated hitter.
Carbo batting .247 with 16 doubles, no triples, 11 homers, and 57 runs batted in. 2 out, 2 men on. Oh, it looked like Medich was going to have an easy bottom of the first. Got Hopper and Beniquez, but then Evans and Yaz singled off him. And listen to these Red Sox fans. Stretch by Medich. Pitch to Carbo. High, ball 1. Told you the wind is blowing out tonight. Runners lead off first and third. Jammed him, but it's a little too far inside. Ball 2, 2-0. Carbo steps back. He's wearing 2 golf gloves tonight. It's a beautiful night, not cold at all. He must have taken some extra batting practice. When you do, your hands get a little tender. Evans at third, Yastrzemski at first. Medich comes to the belt. Checks Yastrzemski. His pitch is fouled out of play over the roof down the left field line. So Medich in his first jam of the ball game. Red got in a jam, but not of his own making in the first inning. 2 errors behind him, and the Yankees picked up an unearned run off him. But here's solid base hits by Evans and Yastrzemski. Again, the doctor comes set. His pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2, and what a cut Carbo had on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and 2 men on. Carbo steps back, Medich steps back. This is a time for meditating. All right, the doctor's on the rubber, gets the sign from Munson. Comes set. And the pitch. High pop-up left field, should be easy for Piniella. Lou moves under it, pounds the glove and makes the catch, and Medich gets out of his first jam of the night. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left, and at the end of 1 full inning, it's the Yankees 1, the Red Sox nothing. I tell you don't have to play hard to get dirty. All you got to do is watch a ball game like this. You perspire, you got a laundry problem. Everybody gets laundry problems. That's why everybody needs the built-to-last dependability Frigidaire washers and dryers are built to give. So whether your wash day problems are Major League or Little League, Frigidaire gives you the day-in, day-out dependability you're looking for in a washer and dryer. You know, right now is a good time to get a really good deal on a Frigidaire washer and dryer at MacArthur's, 87 West Main Street, Somerville, New Jersey, where outstanding customer service has been a tradition for nearly 20 years. We look on the scoreboard, as we told you. 1 final score. The Cubs beat the Pirates 9-4. And we'll give you other scores. It's Cleveland 3 and the Tigers nothing at the end of 1. LeGros against Bosman. And Oscar Gamble has hit his 17th home run of the year in the first with a man on. Baltimore at Milwaukee. Chicago at Minnesota. Later on, as is Kansas City at Oakland. California leads Texas 3-0 at the end of 3.5. Brown against Dobson. Brown against Dobson. Chuck Dobson. Okay, I was thinking of our Pat Dobson. Montreal playing the Mets at Shea. It's Blair against Sadecki. No score yet. Dodgers 1, Atlanta nothing at the end of 1. Zahn against Capra. And San Diego at Cincinnati. Philadelphia at St. Louis. San Francisco at Houston. Not underway. All right, Thurman Munson leads it off for the Yankees here. And the top of the second. Thurman batting .255. Moret winds. His pitch to Thurman is strike one call. Munson has 14 doubles, 2 triples, 13 homers, and 55 runs batted in. Petrocelli guarding the line at third. Thurman right down the end of the bat. The pitch is low and inside, 1-1. Munson almost went after that pitch. I tell you, anything inside, you really want to jump on it because of the short left field fence here, and again, as we tell you, the wind blowing out. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a foul. That was a breaking pitch, a little too much in on Munson. Hit it near the handle of the bat, fouled it back. A ball and 2 strikes. Yankees 1, Red Sox nothing, top of the second. On deck, Greg Nettles. Jam-packed crowd. Not a seat to be had. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And on that strikeout, we'll pause for station identification. It's the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
I'm Malachi McCourt of WMCA New York, and I'm here from 7 to 10 on Saturday evening, 4 to 8 on Sundays. Give me a shout and you'll get one back.
Greg Nettles. Greg's been swinging a hot bat of late. The curve breaks over the outside corner, strike called. Nettles hitting .248 with 18 doubles, a triple, 17 homers, and 66 runs batted in. Moret's next pitch, another curve, this one outside, and it's 1-1. On deck, Chris Chambliss. They play Nettles straight away. You don't play him as a pull hitter. Greg has good power to left field. The 1-1 pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike 2. He had a good rip at that one. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Moret's hat comes off, but he throws the pitch and it's strike 3, and I believe that threw Nettles off. As Moret started to wind, his hat fell off in back of him, and a lot of times the hitters will be distracted. And Greg took the pitch for a strike, and it's the second strikeout in a row for Moret. And it brings up Chris Chambliss. Chambliss batting .250, 14 doubles, 3 triples, 5 homers, and 42 runs batted in. Some of you tuning in late might not have heard the Yankees have purchased the contract of Alex Johnson from Billy Martin's Texas Rangers. And he should be here for tomorrow night's game. Pitch to Chambliss. Low ball 1. Yankees lead 1-0, 2 out, nobody on in the top of the second. Fastball foul back and out of play. Into the crowd just to our left. 1-1 the count on Chambliss. The 1-1 pitch, low and inside, 2-1. Beniquez in center field, shading Chambliss slightly towards left. Moret leans forward, gets the sign. Kicks and delivers a curve that's hit deep to right field. Way back, Evans going back. Way back, that ball is in the bullpen. Holy cow, a home run for Chris Chambliss. into the Red Sox bullpen, and the Yankees lead 2-0. He really creamed that one. The 6th home run of the year for Chris Chambliss, as he gets a handshake from Sandy Alomar, and he'll get one from every other Yankee on the club. Jim Mason next, and the whole Yankee club standing up on the bench waiting to congratulate him. Chambliss with a clutch home run, his 43rd run batted in. And he really creamed that one. Oh, that's got to shake up Roger Moret a little bit. Here's Sandy Alomar. And Sandy takes a strike on a fastball. Alomar batting .280. 7 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 23 runs batted in. On deck, Jim Mason. Moret kicks, delivers. It almost hits Sandy. Jumps straight up in the air to get out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Better give me a Dramamine or something, Bill Kane, so I can slow down a little bit here. The 1-1 changeup is popped up. Yastrzemski with a shot at it in foul territory. Now Alvin Fair makes the catch just in fair territory. But the Yankees pick up a run on 1 hit. The homer by Chambliss, nobody left. And in the middle of the 2nd inning, it's the Yankees 2, the Red Sox nothing. Well, I'm sure everybody remembers the last time they had a draft beer, how cold, creamy, and smooth it was, and how easy it went down. Maybe you had it out of a keg at a picnic, or maybe it was at your local tavern with your buddies. But whenever or wherever you enjoyed your last glass of draft beer, you knew it was something special. The draft beer taste just seemed to have something extra going for it. So Peels figured out a way to put that great draft taste in cans and bottles, and it's just as smooth and creamy as the kind of draft beer you've always enjoyed. Only now you can enjoy it at home or the beach or poolside. Stock up on Peels Real Draft. And that way all you'll have to do is open your refrigerator door and grab a Peels. A can of Peels Real Draft.
Peels Real Draft, the kind of beer you first love.
I love my work. For the Red Sox, it'll be Rico Petrocelli, Doug Griffin, and Mario Guerrero to face Doc Medich.
Okay. Petrocelli.
Rico Petrocelli, who wanted to quit towards the end of last year and this spring. Petrocelli batting .267, 19 doubles, a triple, 15 homers, and 71 runs batted in. First pitch by Medich is just inside, ball 1. Alomar shades Petrocelli over towards second and deep. Chambliss wider first, and the outfield around towards left field. The next pitch is fouled, back out of play, up on the roof. No, into the Skyview seats, and a great one-hand catch by a fan. Tell you, the Skyview seats here at Fenway Park are really delightful to sit in. Any seat in this ballpark is great. That pitch just missed the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike. Yankees 2, Red Sox nothing here in the bottom of the 2nd. The line by Medich. And the pitch, line to center field. Maddox going back. He's got to play it off the wall. He does. Throw to second base, and they hold him to a long single. What a play by Maddox. Unbelievable. That's got to be one of the longest singles you'll ever see. 379 feet. It was hit so hard. Maddox played the carom beautifully, grabbed it barehanded, fired a strike to second, and Petrocelli had to hold at first. Rico has never hit a longer single than that one. I'll never forget when I was a kid and I used to hear games broadcast from Fenway Park here and wonder how you could hit the left field wall and only get a single. Then when I played here with the Yankees, I realized why, and tonight I realize it even more. All right, Doug Griffin, the batter. The stretch and the pitch to Griffin is high, ball 1. Doug batting .278, 12 doubles, 4 triples, no homers, and 31 runs batted in. Now, the wind had no effect on that line drive by Petrocelli, believe me. It didn't get over 10 feet off the ground all the way to the wall. Rico leads away. Stretch by Medich. The pitch is high, ball 2, 2-0. It looks like Medich is trying to put a little extra on his fastball. He takes a little time now, walks back slowly, turns his back to the hitter. Yankees out in front 2-0. On deck, Mario Guerrero. All right, Medich comes to the belt. His pitch, swing and a miss. Actually foul-tipped it just barely. Munson held on to it. It's 2 balls and a strike. Nettles is even with the bag at third. Mason has shortened up a bit at shortstop, as has Alomar at second, as they look for the possible double play. And you got to cheat just a little bit when you're playing short and second. A couple of steps if you want to make that DP. Petrocelli not too fast at first. Griffin pretty fast, though, going down the line. Medich ready. Checks Petrocelli. The pitch, foul, and he had that ball almost by Griffin. He barely got his bat on it. It evens the count at 2-2. And as Bob Grant from WMCA says, I got to slow down a little bit. You know, Al Brown, I heard about that. Bob Grant saying I get too excited on the air. But he's Italian. He should know how Italians are. Very excitable, very loving. The pitch hit foul down the right field line. That'll be out of play down the right field line. Had the crowd oohing and ahhing, but it was fouled by about 20 feet. Still 2-2 on Doug Griffin. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Outfield not deep on Griffin. Petrocelli leading off first. Chambliss holding him on. Doc comes set. And the pitch. Just missed, and it's 3-2. And now Rico looks over at Don Zimmer, who looks in at Darrell Johnson. He flashes the signs to Petrocelli. This could be a running situation. Well, we'll wait and see. Big payoff pitch coming up. Petrocelli's not going. The ball is lined to right, but coming on is Mercer. They might get 2. He's got it. Fires to first. Oh, he called him safe. Man, that was close. Bobby made a great play on the run, threw off balance, a 1-hop strike to Chambliss. They thought they had him, Mercer and Chambliss, but first base umpire Don Denkinger called Petrocelli safe. Bobby had positioned himself perfectly for Griffin playing shallow in right field. And boy, every time a ball player makes a smart play, it's so important late in the year. Maddox made one on Petrocelli's liner off the wall. Mercer just made one there on Griffin's line drive to shallow right. Here's Mario Guerrero. Mario batting .256. 6 doubles, 2 triples, no homers, 22 runs batted in. A right-hand batter. Pitch by Medich. A bouncer to first. Chambliss has it. Goes to Mason 1. Back to first. Safe at first base, but that was a good play by Chambliss and Mason. Chambliss had a tough play. He was throwing right at Petrocelli and could easily have hit him in the back of the helmet. But they get the important lead runner. 3-6. 2 men are out. Guerrero at first and the batter, Bob Montgomery. Montgomery batting .231. 7 doubles, no triples, 2 homers, and 25 runs batted in. 2 out here in the bottom of the second. The Yankees out in front 2-0. Got to keep the ball away from Big Bob Montgomery. He is big and strong. The pitch is a curve hit high in the air to deep right center. Mercer going. He's got a beat on it, though. He calls for it and makes the catch in deep right center field. So Medich gets out of his second jam. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left, and at the end of 2, it's the Yankees 2 and the Red Sox nothing. Oh, man, I don't know whether I can stand the excitement. It's a good thing I'm on this radio for just 3 innings tonight. Because I know I'm going to have a laundry problem by the time this game is over. And I know everybody has laundry problems. And everybody would like to have the dependability that Frigidaire washers and dryers are built to give. You know, Frigidaire gives you the day-in, day-out dependability you're looking for in a washer and dryer. And right now is a good time to get a really good deal on a Frigidaire washer and dryer at Westbury Appliance Company, 154 Post Avenue, Westbury, New York. You'll find Westbury Appliance are dependable people. When you go there, just keep away from Roosevelt Racetrack and go to Westbury Appliance and save your money. And if you got any left over, go to Roosevelt. That's a good place to go to. I don't want people to stay away from there. Well, we're going into the third inning. The Yankees leading 2-0. It'll be Mason, White, and Maddox. Any other scores there, Mick?
Jim Mason. Mason.
They're the same. Cubs beat the Pirates 9-4 this afternoon. Dodgers lead Atlanta 1-0 at the end of 2. Cleveland leads the Tigers 3-0 into 2. All right, the pitch to Jim Mason is hit deep to left. That might be off the wall. Harper back and makes a one-hand grab right at the wall. Jim Mason just missing an extra base hit by inches. And what was Matt Harper doing playing Mason way over in left field? I've seen him on national TV playing guys out of position and making great catches. Tommy Harper must know something. Here's Roy White. Roy reached on an error, stole second, went to third. On another error, as the ball hit the bag and went into center field, and scored on the hit by Maddox. And time is called just as Moret was ready to deliver. One out, nobody on. Yankees lead 2-0, top of the third. The kick and the pitch is popped up. The second baseman and shortstop. Now Guerrero, the shortstop, takes charge and makes the catch. They're a 2 away. And with 2 out, the batter will be Elliot Maddox. Elliot lined a single to right center field, a drive and a run in the first inning. For Maddox, it was his 35th run batted into the air. Elliot has 2 home runs. Elliott standing deep in the box. The pitch by Moret. Elliott bluffs a bunt, takes a pitch low, ball 1. On deck, Bobby Mercer. The next pitch to Maddox, a slow curve, hangs outside. It's ball 2, 2-0. Capacity crowd here at Fenway Park. But there are a lot of Yankee fans in this crowd. The 2-0 delivery is on the outside corner, 2-1. Roger Moret ready. Curve low, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Elliott just did hold off. Big overhand curveball by the left-hander. Now Moret, glove on his right knee, the ball in vacuum, gets the sign, winds. 3-1 pitch, low, ball 4, and Maddox is on again. Consider that Elliott has some on-base average. That's his 52nd walk of the year by Elliot Maddox. Right up there with the league leaders, rather the team leaders for the Yankees. That'll bring up Bobby Mercer, who lined hard to deep right field his first time up. 2 men are out. Roy White got an excellent jump on Moret to steal second base in the first inning. Let's see what Maddox does. The kick and the pitch to Bobby Mercer is a strike right down the middle. On deck, Lou Piniella. Yankees scored a run on the first, an unearned run on a couple errors. In the second, Chris Chambliss' long home run into the Red Sox bullpen has the Yankees out in front 2-0. Throw to first, Maddox is back. Mercer steps out of the batter's box. Russ gets the plate umpire. Makes sure Bobby is set in the batter's box. Moret sets again. Another throw to first, but Maddox is back. And now Montgomery's going to run out and talk with Roger Moret as Russ Getz will dust off home plate. All right, Montgomery coming back to his catching position. Ready, the 1-strike pitch to Bobby is high, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike on Bobby Mercer. the left-hander to the belt. The kick and the curve hits the outside corner. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Bobby has good power to the opposite field. He usually hits very well up here in Fenway, one of his favorite parks. All right, Maddox at first with 2 out. The stretch. And the pitch, fastball outside, evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2-0. The Yankees lead in the top of the third. All right, Mercer swinging the bat around. Now he's ready. Moret delivers a curve, bounce to second base. Griffin gets a nice hop over to Yastrzemski in plenty of time. Mercer is retired. So are the Yankees. No runs, no hits, no errors, a man left. And in the middle of the third inning, it's the Yankees 2 and the Red Sox nothing.
A few years ago, automobile manufacturers came up with a solution to help keep the air clean: emission controls. Since then, automobile manufacturers have been faced with a new problem: how to keep the emission controls clean. Clogged emission controls can reduce your miles per gallon as much as 22%. And if there's something we need almost as much as clean air, it's a way to make our gasoline go a little further. That's where we come in. Getty, the company famous for selling one grade of gasoline, Getty Premium, introduces Getty No Lead. If you own a 1971 or newer car and you use Getty No Lead, your emission control system should stay cleaner, which means Getty No Lead gives you more miles for your money from your PCV valve, more miles for your money from your spark plugs, more miles for your money from your exhaust gas recirculating system. Getty No Lead, Getty's newest way of giving you more miles for your money.
All right, it'll be the top of the order for their second look at Doc Medich. Harper, Benitez, and Evans. Tommy Harper hit a soft liner to Sandy Alomar his first time up. Yankees lead it 2-0 as we go into the bottom of the third inning. Here at Fenway, the Yankees and the Red Sox in a flat-footed tie for first place in the American League East. Let's see, who's Baltimore playing? They're playing Milwaukee. At Milwaukee. All right, Medich winds his pitch to Harper. Check swing foul to the left of the plate. Strike 1. Nettles even with the bag at third. Sidearm curve, swinging a foul to the left of the plate again. It's strike 2. So now Nettles moves back. So does Chris Chambliss at first base. 2 quick strikes on Tommy Harper. Tommy, a right-hand batter. He's right down the end of the bat. Medich winds. His fastball line to right field, but Mercer is right there. And Bobby makes the catch. 1 away. So twice Harper, who is strictly a pull hitter, has hit to the right side. And now Juan Benitez, who struck out his first time up. Benitez closed stance deep in the box. He's also way down the end of the bat. Curve is bunted foul. Boy, he had a perfect pitch to bunt a slow curve by Medich. But the Yankees got a break as he fouled it back to the screen. On deck, Dwight Evans. 1 out, nobody on. Medich winds. That pitch low, blocked by Thurman Munson. It's 1-1. This is the first time any of these Yankees have had an opportunity to be this close in the month of September. And they are relishing the idea of a tight pennant race. High and tight, ball 2, 2-1. Matter of fact, it's the first time since 1964 that in the month of September the Yankees have been this close. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. He went at a pitch almost in the dirt, guessing, going for that short left field porch. It's 2-2. When you're a right-hand batter, out of the corner of your eye, you can see that green monster. It looks like it's right in back of shortstop when you're hitting. And it has ruined many a right-hand hitter. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball is short. Mason gets a nice hop and throws him out there a 2-away. Oh, how the infielders love that big hop. And now Dwight Evans, who with 2 out in the first inning, lined a single to center. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the third, the Yankees are leading 2-0. On deck, Carl Yastrzemski. Evans choking up on the bat. Stands fairly close to the plate. And the pitch by Medic is a slider on the outside corner, strike call. Red Sox are out hitting the Yankees 3-2, but the Yankees lead where it counts in runs 2-0. Fastball foul, that'll be over the Red Sox dugout and back into the crowd. Munson and Chambliss chase it, but it's well back, about 10 rows. We told you, though, the wind is blowing out, so on a lot of those high fouls, Munson and Chambliss have to be alert because they might be blown back on the playing field. Two quick strikes on Dwight Evans. Medic gets the sign from Munson. Side-on pitch foul. It hit him twice. It hit the plate, bounced up, and hit him again. So the count holds at 0-2. Again, Russ gets the plate umpire, dusts off home plate. So Medic is keeping the the Red Sox crowd very quiet. Now he winds. Big slow curve, bounce to third base. Foul. Oh, did he have Evans fooled? And they called it foul, though, and Evans never did run it out because he heard the umpire call it foul. That was like a blooper pitch by Doc Medic. Big windup and just goosed the ball up there. Evans just hit it slowly to third, but it was foul. Still 0-2. The doctor. Hands over the head. Side-arm curve, strike 3. Did he go far enough? They said no. Ooh, man, it looked like he had a pretty good cut. A side-arm curve by Medic. Evans was way out in front, but they said he stopped the bat in time. A ball and 2 strikes. See if Medic gives him that fastball now. Evans kind of looking for the curve. There's the fastie. It's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Medic ready. His 2-2 pitch. Foul back up over the roof and out of play. So the doctor gets a new ball. No other scores to report on? Anything new? Oh, the Dodgers came up with 3 in the third. They lead Atlanta 4-0 into 3. There's a foul off his foot. Evans picks the ball up, looks it over, throws it to Russ Getz, who looks it over, and then he throws it to Medic. Garvey has hit his 20th home run of the year in the third with 1 on. What a year that Garvey's having. He was the outstanding player in the All-Star game. Still 2-2 on Dwight Evans. Now Medic takes too much time, so Evans steps out. A lot of tension in this ball game. You better believe it. Medic nods his head at Munson's sign. Now the kick and the slow curve hit deep to left. That's gone. That's the pitch we didn't want to see Medic throw. A home run by Dwight Evans. It seems like every time Medic throws that slow curveball, he gets himself in trouble. He hung it right up in the eyes. And Evans gets his 9th home run of the year, and now it's the Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1. Carl Yastrzemski, who lined a single to right center field his first time up the batter. That brought the Red Sox fans to life. Boy, that check swing where it looked like Evans had gone around sure was a costly call. There's a swing and a miss, strike one, as Yastrzemski almost fell down trying to tie the ball game up. That's it. If Medich throws another one of those slow curves tonight, I'm going to run right down the screen at him. Boy, that really brought the crowd to life. The one-strike pitch is low, 1-1. Let's see, the doctor now has given up 20 home runs. That's the most of any Yankee pitcher. On the inside corner, strike two call, a ball and 2 strikes. Pat Dobson has allowed 19 home runs, but Medich now has given up 20. Two out, nobody on. Yankees lead 2-1 in the bottom of the third. The pitch is bounced slowly but foul down the first baseline. Oh yeah, still up there with a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes on him. All right, Medich ready. With a windup. And the pitch is lined to left field. Piniella going back and leaps and one-hands it right in front of the scoreboard. Beautiful timed leap by Lou Piniella to take a double away from Carl Yastrzemski. And Pinella's been doing it all year. For the Red Sox, a run on 1 hit, the homer by Evans. Nobody left, and at the end of 3, it's the Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 1. Well, I said each team has a home run in this ball game. Chambliss for the Yankees and Evans for the Red Sox. And these fans are just getting dirty watching this game here, applauding, sliding around in their seats. And I bet they'd love to have a Frigidaire washer or dryer. Of course, whether your wash day problems are Major League or Little League, Frigidaire gives you the day-in, day-out dependability you're looking for in a washer and dryer. And you know, right now is a good time to get a good deal on a Frigidaire washer and dryer at all 150 BBD appliance centers in New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. For the store location nearest you, call toll-free 800-523-4270. All right, the Yankees lead 2-1. As we get ready for the top of the 4th inning. But before we get to the top of the 4th, let's pause for station identification. It's the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
This is WMCA New York. Hi, I'm John Sterling. I'll talk about the Yankees and Bobby Mercer, but also about politics and Richard Nixon. Whatever you want to talk about every afternoon from 4 to 8.
All right, we're ready to go in the top of the 4th. The Yankees leading 2-1, and have no fear, of course, Messer's here.
Okay, Phil Rizzuto, thank you very much, and good evening, everybody, wherever you might be listening to New York Yankee baseball. Lou Piniella leads off the 4th inning for the Yankees. Yankees in front of the ball game by a score of 2-1. And the fastball is over, strike call. Moret deals again, high and away. Ball on a strike to Lou Piniella. It's a beautiful evening for baseball here in Boston. Lou swings, pops it up. Right side of the infield, the second baseman Griffin is there. And makes the catch, 1 down. One out, nobody on. Thurman Munson steps in. Thurman struck out his first time up. You know, just before Evans hit the home run on that high changeup from Medich, like Medich shook Munson off on 2 signs. Fastball is over, strike called. Of course, that doesn't always mean a pitcher is shaking the catcher off. Sometimes they do it to try to make the hitter start thinking. Foul back. No balls and 2 strikes. Down in the television booth, though, watching, and he gave all the appearance of shaking off 2 signs. That was the classic example of the Fenway Park left field wall home run. Down the line, just in fair territory and just barely over the top of that wall. Munson has to get out of the way of an inside fastball. Wall here at Fenway Park is 315 feet away from home plate, 37 feet high. Moret has his sign, kicks and deals. Munson fouls another one back toward the roof. Count holds at 1-2. 1 out, nobody on. Yankees leading 2-1. Red Sox perhaps a little jittery in that first inning. Guerrero booted the ground ball for an error. Nobody covered second base when White stole. There's a pitch hit to left field, but Harper is waiting under it. He's got it. Two down, and Greg Nettles the batter. Nettles takes a fastball inside, ball 1. Greg was called out on strikes his first time up. You know, a tough error was given to the catcher Montgomery on that white steal, too. It looked from the television booth, which is right behind the plate, sort of sitting in a shooting gallery down there for the foul balls. Swing and a miss by Greg, 1-1. Looked like Montgomery's throw was right over the bag, and nobody covered. Sometimes an official scorer will check after a game, see who was supposed to cover on a play like that, and change the error. There's a ball hit deep to left field. Harper is back at the wall. And it's off the wall, bounces back over his head. Nettles will go to second. He starts toward third, slides to a stop, and goes back. Tommy Harper must have misjudged that ball. He thought he could catch it, went all the way to the wall. The ball hit the wall, bounced back over his head, and Nettles got an extra base on it. Base hit number 3 for the Yankees. And now Chris Chambliss, who homered in the second inning, and that home run is the difference right now in this ball game. Mario Guerrero, the shortstop, came in to talk to Moret. Montgomery went out there. Chambliss' home run was his 6th of the year. Hit it into the Red Sox bullpen in right center. Just before he hit the home run, Montgomery, the catcher, had moved Beniquez, the center fielder, more over towards center, out of the gap. They didn't figure Chambliss would pull Moret, evidently, but he did. Pitch is low, ball 1. Didn't make any difference where the center fielder was. He wasn't going to catch that ball, but just gave us the feeling that Chambliss a little bit stronger maybe than they thought he might be. He lines this one to right, and that's going to be a base hit in front of Evans. Here comes Nettles, here comes the throw. There'll be a play at the plate. Montgomery loses the ball, and Nettles is safe. Montgomery could not hold it as Nettles slid in, and the Yankees lead 3-1. Chris Chambliss went to second base on the throw. It's a single, an RBI, second base on the throw, and the Yankees lead 3-1. With less than 2 outs, Dick Hauser might have held might have held Nettles up at third base. But with 2 outs, you gamble on that one, and the gamble paid off. The throw got there, but Montgomery, going up the first base line to take the throw, came back, still had time to tag Nettles, but lost the ball coming back. And Nettles slid in as the ball hit the ground. It wasn't knocked away from him, he just could not hold it. Alomar steps in with Chambliss at second, takes a low fastball, ball 1. Sandy popped up his first trip. Marty Appel just gives me a note that Chambliss has reached base 7 straight times. Foul this one back, does Alomar off the screen. Chambliss has been on base 7 times in a row. That gave him his 43rd run batted in. One ball, 1 strike to Sandy Alomar. Switch hitter batting right. Moret deals. Alomar takes a strike. 1-2. So far, the Yankees have been getting the timely base hits. Moret looks very nervous on the mound. Really whips the cap off. Mops the perspiration away. Now the left hand is ready with a 1-2 pitch to Alomar. Hits it in the air to right field. Evans coming on toward the line for it. He's under it, and he makes the catch. That retires the side. The Yankees score 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and a man left. And at the end of 3.5 innings of play, the score, Yankees 3 and the Red Sox 1.
Commuting. We're big on that. Time is money in the business world. That's why Ozark offers commuter flights that get you there and back the same day. Don't ever let a few hundred miles stand between you and big business opportunities. If you're long on work but short on time, let Ozark make your day pay off. Commuting, we're big on that.
Go Ozark's Evening Jet, 6:45 p.m. to Washington with through service to Champaign, Urbana, and Peoria. Ozark Jets to Champaign, Urbana, Peoria, and Springfield, Illinois. Call Ozark or your travel agent.
Hello, this is Bob Grant. Are you one of those people who says, Bob, I listen, but I never call? Well, if you don't call, why not? Try me on 489-1155. That's the number to remember on Dialogue Radio WMCA, your voice in New York.
Bottom half of the 4th inning here at Fenway Park. It'll be Bernie Carbo, Rico Petrocelli, and Doug Griffin coming up for the Boston Red Sox. Well, we're going to have quite a pitching matchup tomorrow night here with Pat Dobson for the Yankees and Louis Tiant, a 20-game winner going for the Boston Red Sox. Carbo flied to left field his first trip, left-hand batter, deep in the box, and he takes the pitch outside from Medich, ball 1. Don Zimmer coaching at third. Eddie Popowski coaches down at first base for Boston. Carbo right down on the end of the bat. Takes a high pitch again, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Looks like a complete sellout. Standing room crowd here at Fenway Park tonight. Medich whips it in, and he's high again to Carbo. 3 balls and no strikes. Three nothing pitch. Misses. Fine outside. Ball 4. That is the first walk given up by Medich. His last start, he did not walk a man. Pitched a complete game. And now Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli singled in the 2nd inning. Right-hand batter. Petroselli, 15 home runs to lead this club. 71 runs batted in, one behind Yastrzemski. High fastball. And Medich now off the mark, 5 consecutive pitches. Doc drops the hands below the belt. Kicks and delivers. Pitch is cut on. Foul back toward the seats. Chambliss comes over. So does Munson. Neither one can reach it. One ball and one strike on Petroselli. Carbo leads away at first. Chambliss holding him on. Mason well over in the hole at shortstop. Nettles is backed off. Alomar towards second. Pitch is hit on the ground. Smothered by Nettles. He comes up, throws to second. They get one back to first safe. Carbo is out on a good play by Greg Nettles. Dove to his left, smothered the ball. Got up, threw it on to Alomar in time to force Carbo. Alomar threw back to first, but not in time to double up Petroselli. So there's one out and a runner at first. The batter will be Doug Griffin. Second baseman, flied out to right field his first time up. Medich releases, pitches foul back over the roof. Until he walked Carbo leading off the fourth inning here, Medich had not given up a base on balls in 12 innings. First 3 in this game, and his last start, which was a complete game, he did not walk anybody. 0-1 pitch to Doug Griffin. Infield up the middle at DP depth, and it must have been low. Looked like it had the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Every time I think about them timing Nolan Ryan's fastball at better than 100 miles an hour, I have to think about this young man, Doug Griffin, who was hit in the left ear with that fastball earlier this season. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. He had stepped away, and it is no pitch. Time had been called by the plate umpire, Russ Getz. That upsets a pitcher because now Medich has shown Griffin what he would have thrown to him in this situation. Last second call of time by the plate umpire. As Medich was ready to release, he sent the pitch in and showed it. Slider is foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. The Yankees lead 3-1. American League Eastern race looks like it will go right down to the wire. 3 clubs definitely in it. Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Orioles, and the Indians certainly not out of it. One-two pitch. Bouncer back to Medich. He's got it. Throws to Mason out at second. Back to first. Chambliss drops the ball. No double play. Throw at first was in time, but Chambliss could not hold a low throw from Mason that didn't seem to have too much on it. And Griffin is safe. Petroselli is out 1-6. Medich now looks over toward the Yankee dugout as Mario Guerrero steps in. Guerrero, the shortstop, grounded out to Chambliss, his first time up. He takes a high slider, ball 1. Cleveland is leading Detroit 7-0 at the end of 4 innings. As I said, you cannot count those Indians out. They've got Bosman pitching tonight. Oscar Gamble is homered, his 17th. 1-0 pitch. Hit in the air to right field. Bobby Mercer chasing back toward the line now, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So for the Red Sox, no runs, no hits. There were no Yankee errors. A walk and a man is left. And at the end of 4 innings of play, the score, the New York Yankees 3 and the Boston Red Sox 1. When you play as hard as the Yankees, you're bound to have quite a laundry problem, which is probably not too different from your own. That's why you need the built-to-last dependability that Frigidaire washers and dryers are built to give you. Whether your wash day problems are Major League or Little League, Frigidaire gives you the day-in, day-out dependability you're looking for in a washer and dryer. And right now is a good time to get a really good deal on a Frigidaire washer and dryer at your local Frigidaire dealer. See Frigidaire now at 150 BBD appliance centers in New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. For the store location nearest you, call toll-free 800-523-4270. That Baltimore-Milwaukee game on the Frigidaire scoreboard. It's Cuellar against Coble. And Baltimore scored a run in the first inning to take an early 1-0 lead. Chicago nothing. Minnesota batting in the first. Johnson against Goltz. So I will tell you again, Baltimore got a run in the first inning for a 1-0 lead over Milwaukee. California leads Texas 4-0 at the end of 6. Jackie Brown against Chuck Dobson. Kansas City at Oakland not yet underway.
22.
I'd make a trade with Mickey Morabito, give him back the American League, get the National League for you. Cincinnati leads San Diego 1-0 at the end of 1.5. Frazelton against Norman. Jim Mason steps in to lead off the top half of the 5th inning. Took a breaking pitch outside the strike zone, ball 1. Moret kicks and deals again. Mace swings and misses, fastball. Mason flied out to left field his first time up. They play him pretty much straight away, not too deep out in right. The infield backed off except at third. Next pitch, hit on the ground through the left side, base hit. Just told you except at third. And that ball was hit through before the third baseman Petroselli could make a move for it. So Mason is on with a leadoff single. It brings up Roy White. That's the Yankees' 5th hit in the ball game. White reached on an error by Guerrero in the first inning, stole second, kept on going to third when Montgomery's throw went through to center field as nobody covered the bag. I can't fault Montgomery on it, but the official scorer did. Charged him with the error. And White scored from third on Maddox's base hit to right field. Moret kicks and deals. White hits a ground ball through the right side. Yastrzemski can't get it. The ball's into right field. Mason's going to try for third. Evans throw to third. It's close. He's safe. Roy White singles to right, moving Mason to third. The Yankees gambling on the bases tonight. And so far, both gambles have paid off. Runners on the corners, nobody out for Elliott Maddox. The Mets and the Montreal are tied 1-1. Dodgers now lead Atlanta 4-1 at the end of 4. This afternoon, Chicago beat Pittsburgh 9-4, and the race goes on in the National League as well as the American League. Maddox takes a high pitch, ball 1. Now they'll get some action started out in the Boston Red Sox bullpen. Breaking ball high and inside to Maddox. 2 balls and no strikes. White leads at first, Mason off third, and the pitch taken high. Ball 3 to Elliott Maddox, with Bobby Mercer on deck, and Darrell Johnson, the skipper of the Red Sox, comes out of the dugout and heads toward the mound. Reggie Cleveland, right-hander, warming up out in the Boston Red Sox bullpen. He just started throwing, though. Moret will stay in the ball game. Darrell has his say. Starts back to the dugout. Two strong candidates for Manager of the Year in the American League right here tonight. Bill Burden of the Yankees, Darrell Johnson of Boston. There's a strike called on Elliott Maddox. 3-1. And I'm sure down around Texas way they'd lend a lot of support to Billy Martin. The heck of a job he's done. 3-1 pitch. Runners lead. He lines it to left. Harper comes on, makes the catch. Mason's going to try it. And there's no throw to the plate. Harper came on, caught the line drive coming in, but made no throw on Mason, who scores after the catch, and the Yankees lead 4-1. Sacrifice fly, line drive off the bat of Elliott Maddox. White holding, of course, at first base, and now Bobby Mercer, the batter, with one out. Mason gets his 35th run batted in this year. Mercer is lined to right and grounded out to second. First pitch to him. He takes a ball up high. I don't know about the other guys, but I was a little bit surprised that they didn't throw home, that Harper didn't throw home on that one. Next pitch. Line out into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. White held up and now stops at second base. And that's going to be all for Roger Moret. Johnson coming out again. So Moret will leave this ball game after giving up 4 runs. And let's see, 7 base hits. He pitches 4 1/3 innings. And Reggie Cleveland will be called into action by the skipper, Darrell Johnson. Cleveland will be making his 12th relief appearance. He has 24 starts, 8 complete games, a rather high earned run average of 4.56. He's won 10 and lost 12, worked 191 innings, allowed 205 hits, walked 58, struck out 90. And speaking of pitchers, the pitching matchups for the rest of this week, we told you tomorrow night, Dobson 15 and 14 goes against Louis Tiant 20 and 11. Wednesday in the doubleheader down in Baltimore, and incidentally we'll be on there at 5:25 and have both games for you here on Yankee Radio. Wednesday at 5:25 in the doubleheader, the Yankees go with Rudy Mays 6 and 3 against Ross Grimsley 17 and 12 in the first game. Larry Gura 2 and 0 against Hood, 1 and 0 for Baltimore in the second game. Thursday night from Baltimore will be on at 7:25. Dick Tidrow 11 and 12 for the Yankees against Jim Palmer, who has won 6 and lost 11 for Baltimore. And for those of you who may be tuning in late, we'll tell you once again that the Yankees today obtained right-hand hitter Alex Johnson from the Texas Rangers. Johnson was hitting .291. First question, of course, is, well, what are you going to do with Alex Johnson? Well, you can do a lot of things with him. He can play left field. He can also play first base. Might be used either position, possibly, against certain left-hand hitters, or rather against certain left-hand pitchers. Bill Burden would like to rest, say, Chambliss, to play him at first base. If he wanted to give Bobby Mercer a day off against certain left-hander, he could play him in left field, put Pennant in right. You got him for pinch hit duties. Use him once in a while as a DH. Down the stretch, another strong right-hand bat certainly isn't going to hurt anything. So the Yankees today got Alex Johnson from the Texas Rangers. Lou Piniella. 0 for 2 in this ball game. Grounded into a double play to end the first inning. Popped up to lead off the fourth. Pinella's seen his batting average now dip below 300. Runners at first and second, one out, and the pitch hit in the air to right field. Here comes Evans. He's there, and he makes the catch. We pause now for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
This is WMCA New York, and I'm Richard Hayes, and join me every Sunday morning from 11 right on up until Yankee baseball time.
Thurman Munson now. He has struck out and flied to left. Cleveland kicks and deals. Munson takes low and outside as Montgomery scrambles for it in the dirt. On that pitch to Pennella, Cleveland made a dangerous pitch because evidently the Red Sox had a pickoff on Guerrero before the pitch broke to cover second, leaving the entire left side of the infield open. Munson takes low and away again, ball two. But Pennella hit the ball to right field and in the air. So the Red Sox were not hurt by it. Two balls, no strikes. 2 on and 2 gone. The Yankees in front 4-1. Reggie Cleveland delivers low and outside. Montgomery's throw to first safe. Almost hit Bobby Mercer in the head. Bobby went back to the bag head first. And had Yastrzemski not caught that ball, Bobby, I think, would have been hit right in the batting helmet. Now, the reason in the American League, base runners are forced to wear the helmets on the bases as well as at bat. Ball hits Munson's bat and fouls straight back. Thurman didn't swing at it, but he couldn't get the bat out of the way, and the count is 3-1. White at second, Mercer at first, good speed on the bases, and the pitch. Munson lines it over the head of the second baseman, Griffin, base hit. Here comes White around third, he'll score. Bobby Mercer digging for third, he slides, he's safe. On the throw to third, Munson goes to second. Heads up base running again by the New York Yankees. A single and a run batted in for Thurman Munson, as Roy White scores run number 5 to give the Yankees a 5-1 lead. Mercer went to third, slid in ahead of the throw, and on the throw to third, Munson went to second. Good base running by the Yankees. The Yankees right now appear to be more up for this ball game than do the Red Sox. Greg Nettles, the batter. He's struck out and doubled to left field. Scored a run. Fouls one back, strike one. Nettles doubled with 2 outs in the fourth, and Chris Chambliss collected his second base hit. A single to right field, and Nettles scored as the Yankees gambled with 2 outs, bringing Nettles, not the fleetest of foot, home from second base. They had a play at the plate, but Montgomery couldn't hold the ball. Nettles hits a high foul toward the seats down the left field line, and well out of play. Hit on the roof, in fact. Chambliss had homered his first time up. Yankees leading 5-1. They have 8 base hits in the ball game. Red Sox have committed 2 errors. Foul back. Both errors by the Red Sox on Roy White, the ground ball that Guerrero booted, and then they gave Montgomery the throwing error. Pitch here to Nettles, swung on and missed. Cleveland strikes him out with a fastball, and that retires the side. But the Yankees pick up one more run on 1, 2, 3. Pick up 2 runs on 4 base hits. There were no errors, and 2 men are left on. At the end of 4 1/2, the score is now New York 5 and Boston 1. Say, can you remember the last glass of beer you had? Was it fresh and creamy? Did it go down easy with a special smoothness you can still remember? Well, if it didn't, it's probably because the last glass of beer you had wasn't draft beer. You see, draft beer has a taste that's tough to forget. It always seems to go down a little smoother, a little creamier, yes, a little fresher than regular beer. Well, Peel's took that unforgettable draft taste and put it in cans and bottles, so you can enjoy that same great draft taste anytime and any place. Tell you what you do. Pick up a six-pack of Peel's Real Draft and make sure your next beer is a draft beer. It'll be one glass of beer you won't forget.
Peel's Real Draft, the kind of beer you first love.
Well, we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Bob Montgomery, the catcher, will lead off. He'll be followed by Tommy Harper and Juan Beniquez.
Number 10. Bob Montgomery. That's it.
Montgomery fly to right field his first time up. One reason Montgomery may be catching tonight instead of Tim McCarver, whom the Red Sox got recently, is the speed on the Yankee club. Medich delivers. Montgomery fouls it back. Montgomery has a stronger arm than McCarver. And the Yankees have some good speed in Mercer and Maddox and White. Munson, Alomar can move. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike two. Medich glares in for the sign, starts the wind. Big right-hander kicks and delivers. Strike three is called. Got a breaking pitch over the outside corner, and Montgomery is called out on strikes. That is the second strikeout for Medich. He struck out Juan Beniquez in the first inning. And now Tommy Harper. He lined out to Alomar and flied to right. First pitch misses outside. Harper, right-hand batter, came in hitting .230. He gets on, he's dangerous. He's stolen 26 bases. Medich delivers again. Harper hits a ground ball. It's going to get through the right side. Base hit into right field. Mercer throws the ball back in. So the man is on with one out as Harper singles to right. It'll bring up Juan Beniquez. Beniquez is struck out and grounded out to short. Chambliss holds on Harper. You really don't feel that Harper would steal with the team behind by 4 runs. But then you never know. He's stolen 26 times, been thrown out 10. They're going to keep him close over there at first base. Medich peeks at him over the left shoulder and delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Ball popped out of Munson's mitt. It was not fouled, however. They've completed 2 innings out in Milwaukee, and Baltimore leads 1-0. Left-handers going there, Cuellar and Coble. 0-1 pitch to Beniquez. Strike 2 called. Slider got the outside part of the plate, 0-2. Battle for first place. The look to first. And the pitch to Beniquez. Low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The winner of this game takes first place in the American League East all alone. A 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground is short. Mason to his right has it. Goes to Alomar out at second. Back to first. Double play as Chambliss scoops a bad throw out of the dirt. Chambliss scooped it on a short hop, and that retires the side. A 6-4-3 double play.
After tomorrow night's game with the Yankees.
So in the fifth inning for the Red Sox, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. At the end of 5 full innings of play, the scores: New York 5 and Boston 1. Well, when you play as hard as the Yankees, you're bound to have quite a laundry problem, which is probably not too different from your own. That's why you need the built-to-last dependability that Frigidaire washers and dryers are built to give. Whether your wash day problems are Major League or Little League, Frigidaire gives you the day-in, day-out dependability you're looking for in a washer and dryer. And right now is a good time to get a really good deal on a Frigidaire washer and dryer at your local Frigidaire dealer. See Frigidaire now at all 150 BBD appliance centers in New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. For the store location nearest you, call toll-free 800-523-4270. On the Frigidaire scoreboard, they've completed 8 innings out in Anaheim, and California leads Texas 4-0. Well, here's Chris Chambliss to lead off the 6th inning. So as soon as I say this, somebody will say I'm trying to jinx him, which I am not. Chambliss has been on base 7 times in a row. First pitch to him. Over but low, ball 1. In this game, he has homered and singled in a run. 2 RBIs. The home run was his 6th of the year. Those hits were off the starter, Roger Moretta, left-hander. Now the right-hander, Reggie Cleveland, deals outside, ball 2. Cleveland relieved in the 5th inning. Gave up 1 base hit. All 5 runs are charged to Moret. Chambliss takes a strike. So Moret gave up 5 runs, 4 of them earned. 7 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Chambliss hits a ground ball left side, deep in the hole, it's short. Guerrero has it. Throw to first base. He's safe. Throw was high, and Chambliss is safe. They're going to charge Guerrero with an error on a high throw to first base. Scoreboard flashes error 6. Chambliss has reached base, although that is not an earned spot at first, but he's been on now 8 times in a row.
And the Alomar, second base.
The batter will be Sandy Alomar. That's the 3rd Red Sox error and the 2nd by Guerrero. Alomar batting left-handed, bunts at the pitch, misses, throw to first safe. Chambliss had to dive back ahead of Montgomery's throw. Yastrzemski throws the ball down in the dirt. Now he picks it up and throws it back to Reggie Cleveland. Yastrzemski thought he had him. Arguing now with Don Denkinger, the first base umpire. Alomar bunted at the pitch and missed it. The 3rd baseman, Petroselli, in on the grass. Down the line at 3rd, throw to first, Chambliss gets back. Cleveland fired one over there. Now the stretch by the right-hander, and the pitch. Again he bunts and misses. Strike 2. Alomar told me down on the field before the game that he is still uncomfortable as a right-hand batter. Of course, he's up there now left-handed. As a right-hand hitter, the bat is pulled through on the swing by the left arm and shoulder, and that was the shoulder that was injured when he was run down by Johnny Briggs in a play against Milwaukee recently. All right, the 0-2 pitch to him. Inside, gets all the way to the backstop, and Chambliss gallops down to second base. Pitch was inside, all the way to the backstop. And a wild pitch will be charged to Reggie Cleveland. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Alomar. Cleveland sets and deals. Alomar hits a ground ball deep in the hole at shortstop. Guerrero has this one and makes no throw. He doesn't throw it now. Chambliss held at second. Alomar's out with a base hit. Good play by Chambliss. They could have had him at third. When Alomar fielded the ball, he looked to second base, but Chambliss was right there at the bag. And all Guerrero could do was sort of take a bite out of it. Mason is up to bunt. Takes a high outside fastball. Ball one. Nobody out. The Yankees leading 5-1 as Cleveland comes into the belt. Pitch, foul back, just off to our left. Mason swung away on that one. First pitch, he was squared off to bunt, took it for a ball. Now it's 1-1. Mason single leading off the fifth, scored run number 4 for the Yankees on Elliott Maddox. Sacrifice line drive to left. Next pitch to him, he squares off and bunts it foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield backs off now. Petrocelli backing off behind the bag. Yastrzemski playing deep at first, and the 1-2 pitch. Cut on and bounced foul outside of first. Yankees have 5 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Red Sox have 1 run on 5 hits, and they've committed 3 errors. 2 by shortstop Mario Guerrero. The other an error charged to Montgomery. One that you really don't feel he deserved to get. Here's a pitch bounce to the second baseman. Griffin goes to Guerrero out at second. No throw to first as Alomar ran him off the bag. Alomar is out. Chambliss goes to third. Mason is on first on the force out. And with runners at the corners, the batter will be Roy White, who owns the American League record for sacrifice flies.
White. White.
The Yankees as a team have broken the old American League record for sacrifice flies. Roy did not set the individual record this year, but a couple of years ago. Infield at double play depth. The pitch to White. Bouncer right back to Cleveland. He's got it. Throws to Griffin at second. Safe. Throw to first. Throw to second. It was out. Throw to first is safe. And Chambliss scores. Boy, did Mason ever upend Griffin, forcing a bad throw back to first base, and you can credit Mason as much as anybody with getting the Yankees that run, the way he went into Griffin at second. It was a clear-cut double play ball, and again, it just appears that Guerrero and Griffin are not getting together on their plays out there at second base. Credit White with a run batted in. Mason forced 1-4. The Yankees lead 6-1. Elliott Maddox takes low and outside. Ball one. Throw to first. White is safe, going back head first to the bag. Next pitch rally up high. 2 balls and no strikes. The run batted in for Roy White is 34th of the year. So the Yankees with a 6-1 lead. Yastrzemski holding White on. As Cleveland deals, White goes, pitches high and tight, throw to second base, and he's out. And that time, it was Doug Griffin covering the bag, so Montgomery throws White out. 2-4. The Yankees score 1 run on 1 hit. There was a Red Sox error and nobody left. And at the end of 5.5 innings, the score is now the Yankees 6 and the Red Sox 1.
Hello, Bob Grant. You're on WMCA.
I think you're a very small individual.
Hello, Bob Grant. What does your voice say?
Don't be pitiful. Wake up, please.
WMCA, Bob Grant, you're on the air.
You're the devil. You're the agent for the devil. That's who you are. You're the devil.
Well, I've been called many things, but I can always be called at 489-1155. That's the phone number here on WMCA Dialogue Radio. Yes, your voice in New York.
Hi, my name is Julian Schlossberg, and each Sunday evening from 8 to 10 p.m., I talk with some of the most interesting and important people in the motion picture business. Listen in, and maybe we'll have some of your favorites. Maybe we'll have Paul Newman or Robert Redford, or maybe even Raquel Welch. That's Movie Talk on Sunday night from 8 to 10 p.m.
Here's a final from Anaheim. The California Angels beat the Texas Rangers 4-1. Chuck Dobson, the winner, 1-0. Jackie Brown, the loser, 7-12.
Number 24, Dwight Evans, right field.
Dwight Evans, the right fielder, will lead off the bottom half of the sixth inning here at Fenway. Yankees in front, 6-1. Evans is 2 for 2. Single to center in the first inning, and then in the third hit his 9th home run of the year. That's the only Boston run off Doc Medich. Right-hander's pitch. Swung on, bounced to short. Good, nice hop for Mason. He's got it. Throws to first in plenty of time. One of those infielders like that hop. Comes up to him chest high. Pick it off and throw it on.
Number 8.
One away, and Carl Yastrzemski, the batter. He is singled to right and flied to left. Yastrzemski came into this game hitting .307. Leads the Red Sox in RBIs with 72. They overshift on him to the right side, and the pitch is lined right at Mason, who picks it off behind second base. They had him played perfectly, hit the ball right back up the middle. Ordinarily, that would have been an easy base hit, but Jim Mason didn't have to move for it, standing behind second base.
The designated hitter.
2 down, and Bernie Carbo, the batter. He's flied to left and walked. Left-hand hitter. Rico Petrocelli comes out on deck. Yankees with a 6-1 lead. The wind by Medich, and the pitch hit on the ground up the middle. This was going to be a base hit. Alomar going to his right could not reach it. So Carbo is on with 2 outs.
Number 6.
And the batter is Rico Petrocelli. You can tell from the crowd reaction, Petrocelli, very popular with the Red Sox fans. Popular with some fans in New York, too. His family listens to the Yankee games. They've completed 3 innings in Milwaukee. It's Baltimore 1 and Milwaukee nothing. That's at the end of 3. Mike Cuellar against Kevin Coble. First pitch to Petrocelli, fast and low, ball 1. Petrocelli is singled and grounded out to third. 1 for 2. Doc deals. He swings and fouls it off his foot. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yankees leading 6-1 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. First of a 2-game series. Sellout tonight. Will be again tomorrow night. They overshift to the left side on Petrocelli with Alomar now almost behind second. Mason well over in the hole. And the 1-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. Medich with a fastball. Got the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Rico Petrocelli. Two outs. Carbo at first. Chambliss is playing behind the base runner, guarding the line. And the pitch, foul, back over the roof on the first base side. They open up the entire right side of the infield for Rico Petrocelli. Playing into pull. He is tailor-made for this ballpark. Right-hand pull hitter with a wall 315 feet away. 1-2 pitch. Outside and low, backhanded by Munson, who went to his knees for it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carbo walks off his lead at first, about 3 steps. Medich peeks over, holds the set, and the pitch. Hit on the ground at third. Bad hop to Nettles, but he's got it. Throws to second in time for the force, and that retires the Red Sox in the 6th. Force out, 5-4. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of 6 innings of play, the score, the New York Yankees 6 and the Boston Red Sox 1. Well, when you play as hard as the Yankees, you're bound to have quite a laundry problem. A problem which is probably not too different from your own. That's why you need the built-to-last dependability that Frigidaire washers and dryers are built to give. Now, whether your wash day problems are Major League or Little League, Frigidaire gives you the day-in, day-out dependability you're looking for in a washer and a dryer. And right now is a good time to get a really good deal on a Frigidaire washer and dryer at your local Frigidaire dealer. See Frigidaire now at all 150 BBD appliance centers in New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. For the store location nearest you, call toll-free 800-523-4270. On the Frigidaire scoreboard, Cleveland leads Detroit 7-0 at the end of 6.5. Baltimore 1, Milwaukee 0 at the end of 3. Chicago 1, Minnesota 0 at the end of 4. And we gave you that West Coast final, California 4 and Texas 1. Kansas City failed to score in the first inning at Oakland. Well, Elliott Maddox, who was up there when Roy White was thrown out stealing, is set to lead off the 7th inning here at Fenway Park. The Yankees show 6 runs on 9 hits with no errors. The Red Sox 1 run, 6 hits, and 3 errors. And Bill White comes in to join us. And, Bill, I had to say a little while ago, it just looks like the Yankees are more up for this game than the Red Sox might be.
Yes, Frank, they're playing a lot better baseball. A lot better baseball. As Maddox takes the strike. The Red Sox, we mentioned earlier on the TV side, they looked, I thought, a little jittery in that first inning. When Guerrero made the error, Maddox swings, foul tips, it's caught by the catch Montgomery. No balls, 2 strikes.
It just looks like Guerrero and Griffin aren't getting together out there at second base. They should have had a double play and that ball hit back to Cleveland. There was too much traffic out there.
Yeah, but you can't feel sorry for him.
Oh, no, I don't feel sorry for him. No.
Cleveland's 0-2 pitch to Maddox, chopped to short. Guerrero has it. Long throw for him. It's in the dirt, but Yastrzemski comes up with it on the first hop. There's the same thing you've been talking about. An easy chance to make a nice throw to the first base, and Guerrero threw it in the dirt, but Yas came up with it. 1 away. Maddox bouncing out 6-3. That'll bring in Bobby Mercer, the right fielder. Yankees ahead 6-1 here in the top of the 7th. 1 out, nobody on. Bobby Mercer's fly to right. He's bounced to second, and he's singled to right. He's 1 for 3. Cleveland's first pitch is fouled back. Roger Moret started this ball game for the Red Sox. He went 4 1/3. Gave up 5 runs on 7 hits. He walked 1, struck out 2. Reggie Cleveland came on in the 5th inning. And he's been in there ever since. The 0-1 pitch to Mercer. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Baltimore leads Milwaukee 1-0 after 3. Cuellar against Coble. They play Mercer straight away here in Fenway. Cleveland with the 0-2 delivery. Just missed outside. It's 1-2. Reggie basically a slider ball pitcher. He also has a sinker. He'll waste the fastball. Likes to get shot with a slider. The right-hander rocks back, kicks and deals a 1-2 pitch. Line center field, base hit. Mercer digging hard to first base, takes a big turn there, but he'll go back as Benitez gets the ball back into Mario Guerrero, the cutoff man. So Mercer picks up his second base hit of the ball game. And for the Yankees, base hit number 10. He's at first base with 1 down. And the batter, Lou Piniella, the Yankee left fielder. Lou is bouncing to a double play. He's popped to short, and he's flied to right. So he is 0 for 3. Yankees ahead 6-1. Here in the top of the 7th. Piniella takes outside a ball. Lou came into the ball game batting at .301, so so he's under 300 now. Chops this one high, bounces to short, charged by Guerrero. He's up, off balance throw in time at first base. And on to second base is Bobby Mercer. So Piniella bounces out 6-3. A good play by the shortstop, Mario Guerrero. Took that short hop, threw off balance, and got his man in plenty of time. Mercer down at second now with 2 outs, and the batter's Thurm Munson, the Yankee catcher. This is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification.
This is WMCA 570 in New York. The voice of prophecy, scheduled for 9:45 p.m., will not be heard tonight.
Well, the first pitch to Munson's in there. It's a called strike. Mercer at second with 2 outs. We're in the 7th inning. The Yankees leading 6-1 over the Red Sox. The next pitch is bounced over the mound. Guerrero charging again, scoops it up, and he holds the ball. Then they've got Mercer as Bobby went round to third too far, and Guerrero misses him with the tag, throws the ball to the catcher, Montgomery, and Montgomery tags Mercer. Another heads-up play by Mario Guerrero. He knew he couldn't get much at first base. He held the ball. Bobby Mercer hustling around third. Went too far. Guerrero ran at him, made him commit himself. Tagged, missed him, and he threw to the catcher, Bob Montgomery, for the putout. They give Munson a base hit. So no runs on 2 hits. No errors by the Red Sox. The man left on by the Yankees. We go into the bottom of the 7th. The Yankees 6, the Red Sox 1.
Say, this is Phil Rizzuto for the Money Store. Do you need money? Well, the Money Store wants to tell you how to get it free. No, you won't find anyone giving money away free of charge. But at Modern Acceptance Corporation, better known as the Money Store, we're doing something almost as good. We're giving away a 24-page booklet called A Guide to Borrowing Money. Now, this easy-to-read booklet is packed with vital information about bank loans, small loans, insurance loans, secondary mortgage loans, and many others. You'll learn all about interest charges and repayment plans. So whether you plan to borrow $500 or any amount up to $25,000, you should read this new booklet published by the Money Store. For your free copy, call the Money Store at 241-5000. That's 241-5000, area code 201. Ask for your free copy of A Guide to Borrowing Money. That number again is 241-5000. That's 241-5000, and this offer is for New Jersey homeowners only.
So a heads-up play by Mario Guerrero, who's been having a little trouble tonight at shortstop. He got that short hop off the bat of Munson, knew he had no chance there. Held the ball, Mercer hustling all the way, rounded third a little bit too far, and Guerrero ran at him, made him commit himself toward home plate. Tried to tag him and missed him, but his throw to Montgomery was in time, and Mercer was out 6-2. You got to give Mercer a lot of credit for hustling. Had Guerrero gone to first base, he would have scored easily. So now we go into the bottom of the 7th with the Yankees ahead 6-1, and here's Doug Griffin, the second baseman against Medic. Griffin has flied to right field. He's bouncing to a force out, so he's 0 for 2. Check swing, it's down low, it's a ball. And on deck to bat for Guerrero, Cecil Cooper. Medic with the 1-0 delivery. Swung on and pulled foul. On the third base side, it's 1-1. Full house here in Fenway. Yankees and the Red Sox. The first game with 2 games set. Yankees have yet to win up here this year. They've lost 7 in a row and 11 in a row over the last couple of years. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Griffin. Swung on, check swing, looped into right field. Mercer coming on. He's there, he's got it. 1 away. And Cecil Cooper now will be announced for Mario Guerrero. And it looks like Tim McCarver will bat for Bob Montgomery. McCarver on deck. Oh, Cooper has been announced batting for Mario Guerrero. Cooper's a left-handed hitter. He's batting .270, 8 home runs, 40 runs batted in. The Yankees play him straight away. He has good speed. Normally hits the ball the opposite field. He'll slash it out toward left. Pitch to him is fouled off on the left side. 1 strikes the count. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th. The Yankees 6, the Red Sox 1. Maddox has driven in a couple of runs. So has Chris Chambliss. The 0-1 pitch to Cooper is down low. It's 1-1. Medich looking at Munson for a sign. He's got it. Rocks back, kicks and deals a 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled off again on the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Medich doesn't like the sign from Munson. Now he's ready. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back again. We're talking about the Yankees losing 11 in a row here. 7 this year. They haven't beaten Boston since July 31st of 1973. Lindy McDaniel, then a Yankee, beat Bob Veal 5-4. They had 33,084 here for that ball game. 1-2 delivery, driven deep to right field, but it'll hook foul way back in the seats. Medich got a breaking ball up on Cooper, and he got around on it after fouling several pitches off to the left side. He ripped this one deep in the seats down the right field line, but in foul ground. So still a ball and 2 strikes on Cooper. 1 out, nobody on here, the 7th. The Yankees ahead 6-1. Here's the wind, the kick, and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, struck him out. He got a piece of it and was held by Munson. 2 down. Baltimore has picked up another run in the top half of the 4th inning. They lead Milwaukee now 2-0 after 4. That ball game being played in Milwaukee.
Down number 33, McCarver.
Now Tim McCarver is being announced to bat for Bob Montgomery.
McCarver.
A can of Peel's Real Draft.
Peel's Real Draft, the kind of beer you first loved.
Well, the Orioles have added another run. In the top of the 5th, they now lead Milwaukee 3-0. Brewers batting in the bottom of the 5th. Here at Fenway, the Yankees lead the Red Sox 6-1 as we go into the bottom half of the 8th inning. And Tommy Harper, the leadoff man, in against Doc Medich. Harper has 1 of the 6 hits given up by Medich in this ball game. A single to right field back in the 5th inning, a ground single. He's also lined to right, and he's hit a little looper to the second baseman Alomar, so he's 1 for 3. The Yankees shorten up, looking for a bunt. Harper takes high ball. Nettles, Mason, Alomar, Chambliss around the infield. Piniella, Maddox, Mercer in the outfield. Thurman, Munson flashing signs to Medich. Doc wants another one. And another one. Shakes him 3 times. Now he finds one he likes. Rocks back, kicks and deals a 1-0 pitch. Bounce up the middle, base hit. Harper will hold it first with a single. Well, you're never going to have too many runs here at Fenway. We've seen that in the years we've been coming up here. Harper on at first, leading off here in the 8th. Here's Juan Benitez, the center fielder. Tippy Martinez throwing for the Yankees in their bullpen. Now there's going to be more action as Benitez steps in. He struck out, bounced to short, and bounced into a double play. 0 for 3. The pitch to him. Driven to left center field. After it's Maddox, he can't get to it. Harper around second. He'll go to third. Maddox gets the ball in his second base, holding Benitez at first. Runners at first and third. Nobody out here in the 8th inning. And Dwight Evans, the right fielder's a batter. Now Cecil Upshaw and Sparky Lyle get up. They start loosening up for the Yankees. Their bullpen out in right field. Red Sox have Bill Lee and Rick Wise getting loose. Lee a left-hander, Wise a right-hander. Here's Dwight Evans. He singled to center, hit a solo home run, bounced to short. He's 2 for 3. And he's had a hot bat. Dwight Evans, 9 home runs, 64 runs batted in. Big right-handed hitter. Infield back looking for 2. Medic sets, kicks and deals. A breaking ball misses outside. Yankees leading 6-1, but that lead in jeopardy here. Tommy Harper at third. Juan Beniquez leading off first. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Evans. Swung on, pop foul. That'll be out of play over our heads. And it's 1-1. Now time's call. Mason talking to Medich. While they're doing that, I'll give you National League scores. The Mets 7, Montreal 1. That's after 5. The Dodgers lead Atlanta 5-1 after 7. Chicago beat Pittsburgh this afternoon 9-4. San Diego 3, Cincinnati 2 after 3. Phillies lead the Cardinals 1-0. That's also after 3. 1-1 pitch to Evans. Hit on the ground to short. Could be 2. Mason, Alomar 1. Back to first, double play. Harper scores. Yankees lead 6-2. Yankees turn over a 6-4-3 double play. Harper scoring easily, but the Yankees took the 2. 2 down now, nobody on. Here's Carl Yastrzemski, the first baseman.
Good base.
Oh, Evans will not get a run batted in because he bounced into the double play. Yes, a single to right center. He's lined to left, and he's lined to short. He's hit the ball hard all 3 trips. Rips this one deep down the right field line. Mercer going back in the corner, and he can't get it. It's out of here. A home run for Yastrzemski. Well, now you can see just how important that double play was. Yankees turned to double play with runners at first and third, no outs. So there was nobody on when Yaz just hit his 15th home run of the year. He now has 73 runs batted in. Yankees now lead 6-3, and Bill Verdon out with Doc Medich. And there goes the golf cart. They want a pitcher. Bernie Carbo, a left-handed batter's due in, so it probably will be Sparky Lyle. Lyle has been very unlucky here at Fenway. In fact, Lyle has been unlucky everywhere against his former teammates, the Red Sox. Let's see who's going to be out there. It's going to be Sparky Lyle. Well, the Red Sox getting to Doc Medich here in the 8th inning. A leadoff single to center field by Tommy Harper. Beniquez ripped one into left center, sending Harper to third. But Dwight Evans bounced into a 6-4-3 double play, Harper scoring. Then Yastrzemski drove one 380 feet, about 3 rows into the seats down there for his 15th home run of the year. The Yankees now lead 6-3, and Sparky Lyle is coming in to relieve Doc Medich.
Sparky Lyle. Now pitching 20 yards.
And Medich gets a hand as he leaves. Doc goes 7 2/3, gives up 3 runs on 9 hits. I have him for 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Lyle now in pitching for the Yankees. And Darren Johnson looks like he's going to bat. for Bernie Carbo. A lot of noise here. I don't know if Milwaukee scored some runs or what. Let's look at the scoreboard. Oh, I still have Baltimore 3, Milwaukee nothing, with the Brewers batting in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Chicago leads Minnesota 1-0 after 5.5. Cleveland beat Detroit 7-1. That's the final. Bosman the winner. He's 6-3. LeGros the loser. He's 8-16. California over Texas 4-1. That's the final. Second game it'll be Hands against Figueroa. Kansas City and Oakland no score after 2. Over in the National League, it's the Mets 7, Montreal 1 after 5. Sadecki's been pitching pretty good ball for the Mets. He's on the mound. Blair, Taylor, and Montague for Montreal.
Darren Johnson.
Oh, Darren Johnson, and now he'll be the new designated hitter, facing Sparky Lyle. I think this is Johnson's first appearance for the Boston Red Sox. They just acquired him a couple of days ago. Johnson, right-handed hitter, picked up from the Milwaukee Brewers, who picked him up from the Oakland A's. Well, this is the third ball club this year. Takes inside a ball from Lyle. Darren's a right-handed batter. The next pitch to him. Breaking ball, hit on the ground to third. Pass Meadows out to left field. Picked up by Pinella and thrown into second base. And Johnson's on at first base. Then it'll be a base hit. Here's Rico Petrocelli. The ball was to the left of Nettles. He made a stride, put the glove down. The ball went under the glove out to left field. Oh, Johnson on at first with a base hit with 2 outs. Here's Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli has singled off the wall. He's bounced into a force out twice. He's 1 for 3. The pitch to him is inside. Where time's called now. Munson walks halfway to the mound. He wants to talk to Lyle. Yankees 6, Red Sox 3. Bottom half the 8th inning. Darren Johnson at first base with 2 outs. The count 1 ball. No strikes on Petrocelli. On deck is Doug Griffin. He would represent the tying run. Set. Pitch. Check swing down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Outfield playing Petrocelli the pull. Lyle sets, and the 2-0 pitch. Called strike. It's 2-1. Chambliss playing behind Johnson at first base. Check swing down low. It's 3-1. Lyle checking the runner. Here's a 3-1 delivery. Swung on it deep to center. Maddox back, still back on the warning track. He's got it. Elliot Maddox 3/4 away on the warning track. Grabbed that long fly ball off the bat of Rico Petrocelli for out number 3. Red Sox pick up 2 runs. On 4 hits, they leave a man on base. At the end of 8, Yankees 6, the Red Sox 3. Well, when you play as hard as the Yankees, you're bound to have quite a laundry problem, which is probably not too different from your own. That's why you need the built-to-last dependability that Frigidaire washers and dryers are built to give. And whether your wash day problems are Major League or Little League, Frigidaire gives you the day-in, day-out dependability you're looking for in a washer and dryer. And right now is a good time to get a really good deal on a Frigidaire washer and dryer at your local Frigidaire dealer. See Frigidaire now at P.C. Richard & Son on Long Island. Richard does more. Richard gives you more. Richard is reliable. 8 super showrooms serving Long Island for over 64 years. Well, the Yankees ran into a bit of trouble that inning, but they came away with a 6-3 lead. And we're in the top of the ninth with the top of the Yankee batting order. Roy White leading off against Reggie Cleveland. Cleveland's first pitch, a slider on the inside corner. White got on an error by the shortstop Guerrera back in the first, stole second. Scored on a single by Maddox. Fouls this one back over our heads. No balls, 2 strikes. He's also popped to short, single to right and scored. And when he bounced into a force out, a run scored, so he's driven in a run. 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored and a run batted in. Pretty good night for Roy White. 0-2 pitch to him is outside, 1-2. Roger Moret started for the Red Sox. He went 4 1/3. Reggie Cleveland's been in there since. Line left field, but it'll slice foul into the seats. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes on White. Yankees 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors. The Red Sox 3 runs, 10 hits. They've made 3 miscues. We're in the top of the ninth. Roy White leading off against Cleveland. Cleveland's 1-2 delivery. Swung on and missed, struck him out. 1 down. Reggie Cleveland reunited with his old battery mate with the St. Louis Cardinals, Tim McCarver.
27.
Here's Elliot Maddox, a Yankee center fielder. He singled to right center, driving in a run. He's also walked, driven in a run with a sacrifice fly, and he's bounced to short. Well, he's 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. Takes a slider down low. Cleveland working quickly, kicks and deals, and a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Beyond the air, 7:25 tomorrow from Boston. Dobson against Tiant. Should be a pretty good ball game. These 2 teams, as of now, tied. First place in the American League East. Maddox takes a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. They've each won 74 games and lost 65. That's a .532 percentage. Baltimore just 1 game out. 1-2 delivery to Maddox is fouled back up on the screen. Still a ball and 2 strikes. They're playing Elliott straight away. He's a right-handed hitter. Stands right up on the plate. Pitch from a closed stance. And the next pitch. Line foul into the seats down the right side. That'll be out of play. Cleveland with a new baseball, waiting for Maddox to get back into the batter's box. Now we're ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, rip, base hit left field. Harper over quickly. Maddox will hold at first base with a single. Ball was lined just out of reach of the third baseman, Rico Petrocelli, down in the corner. Harper over quickly held Maddox to a single. The Yanks' 13th base hit. And here's Bobby Mercer, the right fielder. Mercer is flied to right field, bounces second, single to right, and single to center. He's 2 for 4. Now he backs out and time is called. Bobby adjusting his cap. Now he gets back in. Maddox being held at first base by Yastrzemski. The pitch to Mercer. Sinker outside and low. 1 ball to count. Elliot Maddox on at first with 1 out. Top half of the 9th inning. The Yankees ahead 6-3 over the Red Sox. Cleveland checks the runner. And the pitch to Mercer. Called strike. It's 1-1. Yankees have yet to try McCarver. He pinch hit for Montgomery in the 7th inning. Stayed in and caught. Alomar did try. Now Maddox leads off as Cleveland whirls and throws the first. Maddox gets back easily. Now the set. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Line to right field. Evans is at it. He's there. He's got it. Maddox halfway to second. Hustles back to first. Fine catch by the right fielder. Dwight Evans. And this is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification.
Hi there, this is Long John Neville.
And Candy Jones.
On WMCA New York.
Join us tonight.
And every night.
Right after the midnight news.
Well, the Red Sox fans gave Dwight Evans a fine hand for a fine catch out in right field as he robbed Mercer of a base hit. So Maddox now back at first, 2 down. Here's Lou Piniella, the Yankee left fielder. Lou's bounced into a double play. He's popped to second, flied to right, and bounced to short. Well, he's 0 for 4. Throw the first, Maddox back. Cleveland sets. And the pitch. Pitch out. 1 ball to count. Red Sox have Petrocelli at third. The shortstop is Rick Burleson. The second baseman, Doug Griffin. Yastrzemski holding Maddox at first. Harper. Beniquez. Evans in the outfield. Another throw to first base. Maddox back. Now Cleveland sets. And the pitch to Piniella. Chopped foul toward the third base side. That doesn't get quite to the Yankee dugout. A fan tried to intercept it. Now the bat boy goes and picks it up. And he gets a little boo. Oh, they count a ball and a strike now on Piniella. Here in the 9th inning, the Yankees leading 6-3. Maddox at first with 2 outs. Here's a 1-1 delivery. A pitch out. 2 balls and a strike. There's a curveball pitch out. Oh, McCarver expecting the Yankees to run on them, but so far they haven't bothered him. And now the set. Flip to first base. Maddox dives back in. He's safe. Quick move to first base by Reggie Cleveland. Now the right-hander sets at the belt. There goes Maddox. The pitch is outside. Throw to second is in time, and he's out. McCarver threw it on the money. They cut down Maddox trying to steal. 2 to 4. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go into the bottom half of the 9th inning. It's the Yankees 6, the Boston Red Sox 3. Well, I guess you all know by now that the Yankees this afternoon purchased Alex Johnson from the Texas Rangers, and they got him on waivers. And Alex is expected to join the Yankees here in time for tomorrow night's game at Fenway. Johnson's 31 years old. He served as both left fielder and designated hitter for the Rangers this season. And he's batting .291 over 114 games. He has 4 home runs, and he's driven in 41 runs. And he's stolen 28 bases and 28 attempts. Of course, Alex is a brother of New York Giants running back Ron Johnson. And he won, this is Alex Johnson, he won the 1970 American League Batting Championship with a .329 average while a member of the California Angels, as he beat Carl Yastrzemski by just 1 percentage point. So we'd like to welcome Alex Johnson as the newest of the Yankees and hope that he helps. Well, in between innings, Bill Verdon took advantage of the minute to go out and talk to the second base umpire, Hank Morganweck, tell him what he thought of that call on Elliot Maddox sliding in the second base. Oh, Verdon has just gotten back into the Yankee dugout. So here in the 9th inning, Lyle will have to face the bottom third of the Red Sox batting order. Doug Griffin, the second baseman. Rick Burleson, the shortstop. And then probably a pinch hitter for Tim McCarver, the left-handed hitting catcher. Lau came on to relieve Doc Medich last inning. He gave up a single to Darren Johnson, but again he got Petrocelli on a fly to deep center field. So here's Doug Griffin. He's hitless this evening. He's flied to right field twice and bounced into a force out. Right-handed batter, good bunter. Nettles closes in at third base. Chandler shortens up at first. Bottom of the 9th, Yankees leading 6-3. Lau winds, kicks and deals the first pitch. Called strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground is short. Charged by Mason. Up with it, throws high, but Chambliss grabs it for the putout. One away. Mason grabbed that ball. He bobbled it just a moment in his glove. Came up with it. His throw was high to Chambliss, but it didn't pull him off the bag. So there's one down. And Rick Burleson, the shortstop, is in. Burleson came on to play in the 8th inning after Cooper batted for Guerrero in the 7th. Rick's a right-handed batter. He hurt the Yankees last time the Yankees played here in Fenway. He's batting an even .300 with 3 home runs, 36 runs batted in. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 9th. Yankees with a 6-3 lead over the Red Sox. And the Sox fans beginning to leave Fenway. 3 runs, not too big a lead here at Fenway. First pitch is swung on and missed by Burleson. On deck is Danny Cater. He'll be scheduled to bat for Tim McCarver. Lau rocks back, kicks and deals the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and pulled foul outside of third. So Spacky Lau ahead, no balls, 2 strikes on Rick Burleson. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Yankees trying to gain undisputed first place in the American League East. Should they win, there'll be a game up over Boston. Lyle with the 0-2 delivery. Breaking ball is inside. 1-2. Don't forget, 7:25 tomorrow, airtime. Dobson against Tiant. Lyle with the 1-2 delivery to Burleson. Pop foul over near the Red Sox dugout. Chambliss is over there, but he can't get to it. In the seats. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Don Baylor just hit a home run in the 6th with nobody on. So it's Baltimore 4, Milwaukee nothing. Baltimore still batting in the top half of the 6th inning. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Burleson. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. 2 down. Got him with a good low slider. Lyle 1 out away. And the Brewers have changed pitchers. Castro now pitching in the 6th inning. Baltimore leading 4-0, so the Orioles must be doing a little damage up there in Milwaukee. Oh, here's Danny Cater. He's batting for Tim McCarver. Cater's a right-handed hitter, a slap hitter. Yankees 1 out away from undisputed possession of first place in the American League East. Cater batting .254, 4 home runs, 19 runs batted in. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Good slider by Lyle. Lyle working quickly, kicks and deals. Breaking ball is fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 men out, nobody on. Here in the bottom half of the 9th inning, the Yankees leading 6-3 and 1 out away from the first win of the year up here at Fenway. In fact, the first win in 12 tries. Red Sox have beaten the Yankees 20 of 21 here at Fenway. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Cater. In the dirt, blocked by Munson. It's 1-2. By the way, those base hits by Chambliss, he runs his hitting streak to 7 games in a row. He's really been hitting the ball hard. Lyle ready. Here's a 1-2 delivery to Cater. Swung on and missed, struck him out. Ball game is over. Yankees win it by a score of 6-3. Well, in the first inning, it looked as though the Yankees were going to win the ball game. The Red Sox played a little jittery baseball. Roy White's bouncer to short was bobbled by Guerrero. Roy was safe at first base. He stole second, and when Montgomery's throw went out to center field, he went on to third. Montgomery being given an error. Then Elliott Maddox whipped one to right center field for the RBI. The Yankees picked up their second run in the second inning when Chris Chambliss hit his 6th home run, and he hit it against the starter Roger Moret into the Red Sox bullpen on right center field. The Yankees had a 2-0 lead then, and they added another one in the 4th, a double by Nettles, a 2-out double, and a single to right field by Chris Chambliss. He ripped one to right. The Yankees scored their 3rd run. Of course, in the bottom of the 3rd, a home run by Dwight Evans, his 9th of the year, cut that gap, made it 2-1 Yankees. In that double by Nettles and the single by Chambliss, the Yankees scored. Let's see, the big hitters, Maddox with 2 RBIs, 2 singles and a sacrifice fly. Roy White scored a couple of runs and drove in a run. Bobby Mercer picked up a couple of base hits. Lou Piniella was held hitless. Thurm Munson got a key hit, a 2-out single to right center, driving in a run. Greg Nettles doubled and scored a run. Chris Chambliss, a solo home run, an RBI single, and he scored another run. Sandy Alomar picked up a couple of base hits, and Jim Mason scored a run. So everybody on the Yankees chipped in as the Yankees beat the Red Sox by a score of 6-3. The rundown, the Yankees had 6 runs on 13 hits and no errors. The Boston Red Sox, 3 runs on 10 hits. They made 3 errors. The winner, Doc Medich, and he's won 18 now, and he's lost 12. The loser, Roger Moret, he's 7-9. Yankee baseball has been brought to you by Frigidaire, makers of the famous full line of dependable Frigidaire appliance, and by Peel's Real Draft, the kind